Hello friends, welcome to Legal Learning. So today in this video I am going to discuss about UGC NET 2022 and 2023. Those who are pursuing their LLM Masters in Law, uh, either they are pursuing students or either they passed out. Both can appear for this exam. Even we, those who are pursuing LLM, also can appear for this exam. This exam is conducted twice every year. Every year this exam is conducted twice. It is conducted in December as well as June and July session. December, June and July. For this you have to keep browsing the website of UGC, University Grants Commission's official website. NTA conducts this exam, and you have to keep browsing this website, so you'll get notification at time and you can apply for it. It will be like 1200 for general application fee. Now in this video I'm going to discuss about the scheme of exam and the paper of the exam, which includes paper 1 and paper 2. The exam is like only you have to give two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is common for everyone, no matter whatever background you might be. You might be from economics, you might be for sociology, it doesn't matter, you might be for law as well. So paper 1 is common for everyone, but paper 2, in our case, in our law, we have to read PIL, Public International Law, International Humanitarian Law, then family law, Muslim law, Hindu law, family law includes, then jurisprudence and business law, also Indian Contract Act, Competition Act 2002, Companies Act. Then we have to read law of torts as well, and there's law of torts, but we need not read the procedural part. In case of judiciary you have to read procedural like CRPC, CPC, but in case of NET you need not go for procedure. This is not part of our syllabus, like evidence act, these are not needed. So it makes NET little easier than judiciary. But the MCQ, of course, it is multiple choice questions, both paper 1 and paper 2. Total marks allotted for both paper is 300. 50 marks is for paper 1, 100 mark is for paper 2. Okay, so total 300, because each question has 2 marks, and the good news is that there's no negative marking. Okay, so in 3 hours, within 3 hours you have to attempt both papers. And then comes syllabus. We'll discuss about it. Then what is the cutoff? In case of NET, the cutoff is like 62%. If you score 62%, then you can be selected. But for this purpose you should not ignore paper 1. Paper 1 is very important. Law paper you might have a good command over it, and if you are preparing for judiciary, obviously you have a good command over it. But for NET paper 1, paper 2 you have good command, okay, let's presume. But for paper 1 you have to prepare well. Paper 1 has total 10 units. Marks allotted for each unit is equal, total 5 marks. 5 questions, 10 marks. Okay, so you have to prepare each unit accordingly, and there 3 questions will be easy question from each unit. Obviously there will be 5 questions, 5 into 2, each question 2 mark, total 10 marks. But 3 question will be easy, 2 question will be tough. Okay, so 3 question you can do like calculation, guessing, or your common sense, or whatever you have read, you can attempt it. 2 question you have, it is tough, and these 2 questions also you should not ignore it. You should prepare these also very well. Then for ZRF, the cutoff is, many women very much confused about the cutoff, so that's why I just did some research about the cutoff, so I come up with this 62%. And for JRF, 60 to 69% is sufficient, but for this time you have to at least target little higher so that you can reach that level. You have to target like 72%. So prepare each topic separately and in a very systematic manner, very systematically. It's not like you have to learn and acquire a lot of knowledge. It's more like you have to crack the exam and you have to go systematically. Only then you can be able to do. So it is 72%, I'm presuming, at least. So, and you also target for this, only then you can go to get JRF. Then about strategy and material and syllabus, I'm discussing. I'm showing you the syllabus of paper 1 at first, and then I'll show you the syllabus of law papers, and I'll give you some tips about law and paper 1 as well. So, and please, the video is not yet finished. Please do not forget to subscribe. So this is paper 1. Now here I am showing you paper 1 syllabus, teaching aptitude, 10 marks. Okay, so first of all, teaching concept. You have to understand purpose and object of teaching. Direct MCQ asks from this. As I'm saying, objectives. MCQs asks from this. The level of teaching. There are memory level, understanding level, reflective level, and autonomous level is there. 3 to 4 level of teaching. This you have to read. Then memory, understanding, and reflective. Then characteristics of teaching, because MCQ will come from this, and basic requirement of teaching, that there also. Then learner's characteristics. Learner, for example, I am the learner. This is teacher in front of me, and this is me, the student. The student is learner, the teacher is the teacher. So what are the characteristics the student will have? Like the learners are divided into adolescent and adult learners. Adolescent minus 18, they are quite different. Adult learners are quite independent than the adolescent. And what are the differences between these two kinds of learners? You need to know, like academic, social, emotional, cognitive differences. Academic, and what are the differences that affects the teaching, and what are the differences that doesn't affect, because and of course there are individual differences, as adolescent learners are quite different than those of adult learners. So you have to go through every topic, and don't read anything outside the syllabus. Read everything inside the syllabus, plus PYQ, previous year questions. First of all, go through it. It's important. You have to know the pattern, even though you have a reference book or whatever you might have, but this is mandatory. Without it, like, very important. And factors affecting teaching relating to teachers, learner. Then support material is important, because there are 3 things: teacher, learner, and support material, and also environment. 4 things are there. And then instructional facilities, learning environment and institution. Then comes methods of teaching. Teacher centered or learner centered. Teacher centered is the teacher play the active role in teacher centered teaching method. In learner centered teaching method, the learner plays the active role. Online versus offline, because after the COVID-19 pandemic, we know there's online methods are there. And there is SWAYAM. You can browse yourself if you're curious enough. You can go and browse into internet. SWAYAM and SWAYAM, Prabha, MOOCs. These are classes. Okay, these are classes. So these are government initiatives. Then teaching support system, traditional, modern, and ICT based. ICT means computer, information and communication technology. So have teaching support system. Then evaluation system is important. Many MCQs they ask from evaluation system. Okay, evaluation system, elements and types of evaluation, and mostly choice based credit system is very important topic. They ask MCQ for units, choice based credit system. Because there are some core subject in this. According to this system, there are some core subject, then there is some elective subject, and interdisciplinary it is. and there as it is grading system is also there, choice based grading system, and computer based testing, innovations in evaluation system. Innovation important, as we know technology is improving. So the next topic is this one is research aptitude. Okay, research. First of all, you need to know what is the basic meaning of the research. Choice for new meaning. Then types of research, very important. A lot of questions to ask. Types may be applied research, ex post facto research, experimental research, descriptive research. We have read also already in LLB and LLM also. Then characteristics of research. Then this is new after the update of 2019 syllabus. This is like positivism and post-positivist approach. Positivism is scientific, empirical. Post-positivism is not scientific. It mainly focuses on the behavior. So this is the main difference. I'm just explaining it in very short. Then methods of research: experimental, descriptive. Experimental is scientific, descriptive is doctrinal, that means non-scientific. It is descriptive, that expresses ideas. In experiment, it expresses things that we can convert into numerical data, but in descriptive, it expresses ideas, behaviors through observation methods. And then historical, it traces the history. Then qualitative, obviously qualitative is similar to descriptive, and quantitative similar to experimental. Then steps of research, they directly ask questions from steps of research. One by one, we have to know all the steps in sequence. I'm again saying sequence. Thesis and article writing, it is easy comparatively, but formatting, they will ask MCQ on formatting, and full form of things like full form of abbreviations, they will ask. And styles of reference, it is important. Then application of ICT and information and communication technology in research, and research ethics. Research ethics is important, they ask questions from it also. Then the next unit is communication, meaning, type, characteristics. It's not much stuff, okay, but there one thing: sender, receiver, feedback, noise, barriers of communication. It comes, MCQ comes on sequential basis. So you have to know the effective communication, verbal and non-verbal. They ask MCQ on what is verbal, what is non-verbal, and they ask sometimes practical questions. Practical questions like when a student says to the teacher good morning, so what is the medium here? So this kind of questions, practical, very much practical. And they ask questions in a very indirect manner, not direct, okay. The answer is we know, but the question asked is so indirect and so complex that sometimes it's difficult to decode the question itself even. Then intercultural and group. Then communication, then classroom communication is important. And barriers is very important. A lot of questions comes from here. Not a lot, obviously there will be 5 questions, but yeah, previously a lot of questions asked. Then mass media and society. Then mathematical reasoning and aptitude. Then types of reasoning, first of all. Then number series, 1, 7, number series like 1, 5, 7, 9, later series A, B, C, D, like. Then codes, coding and decoding. Then relationship, blood relationship, mother, father, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. Then blood relationship, very funny. Then mathematical aptitude, fraction, time and distances. These are important. These are not similar to judiciary syllabus. So 50% from judiciary, 50% you have to read. Then ratio and proportion, percentage, profit, loss, interest, discounting, 5 questions. At least I have read. This is very important. A lot of questions, not lot, but there are chances that questions will come. Then yeah, logical reasoning. This is different, okay. Understanding the structure of arguments. Then structure, proposition, mood and figure. This is little complex. This thing is little complex. Connotations, denotations, square of opposition, MCQ will come from this. Already previously they asked MCQs from square of opposition is important. Evaluating and distinguishing deductive and inductive reasoning. We have to know the basics of deductive and inductive reasoning. One goes from specific to general and another goes from general to specific. This is the different. Analogies already you know, it's there. not tough. Venn diagram, simple, multiple uses for establishing the validity of argument. Venn diagram like this kind of diagram. So these are Venn diagrams. Then comes Indian logic, means of knowledge. These terms, perception, inference, comparisons, you have to remember anumana, pramana, upamana, this kind of very complex Indian logic. Then comes another unit, data interpretation, sources, acquisition and classification of data, primary data and secondary data, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative is number 1, 2, 3, 4, qualitative ideas. Then graphical representation, bar chart, we know this is bar chart, this kind of chart, bar chart. Then histograms, then pie chart, then table chart, right, table chart, line chart, and mapping of data. These are important. Then data interpretation and data and governance. Then information and communication technology, there you'll find general abbreviations. They ask most questions from general abbreviations. Then terminology, important basics of internet, what is the difference of internet, intranet, and another thing is their extranet. Then email, audio and video conferencing, and they will ask image format as well, JPG or what is JPEG, what is MP4, so which format is text format, what is docs, docx, so this kind of things. Then digital initiatives in higher education and ICT and governance, these two. Then this is the last topic, people, development and environment. Development and environment, these two are their UGC's favorite question. Millennium Development Goals and Sustainable Development Goals. You have to read learn this sequence, in sequence. Okay, they will ask sequences, in which number which thing is there, which goal is there. So you have to learn it in sequences. And human and environment interactions, anthropogenic activities, anthropogenic human-made activities that impact the environment. Then environmental issues at local level, regional level and global level. Then pollutions, various kinds of pollutions like air, water, soil, noise. Then waste, solid, liquid, biomedical from medical, and hazardous, that is harmful, and electronic, e-waste. Questions are asked from US as well, electronic waste. And these questions are kind of complex, not easy. Then climate change, and not questions but the concept itself is complex. Then climate change and socio-economic and political dimensions. Then impact of pollutants on human health, this will be easy. Then nature and energy sources, yes. And current affairs, you have to go through current affairs from this unit, because there is a lot of environmental changes are going on, right? You have to read current affairs as well. Then solar, wind, soil energy, hydro. Then in India, which energy is there, and what is International Solar Alliance? This is a current affair question. It is asked in 2022 question paper, so you have to go through it. Then biomass, nuclear and forest, natural hazards and disaster mitigation strategies, and environmental protection in 1986 for us preparing for LLB students. It is we already read in our environmental law. National action plans on climate change. What are the national? It is national level and international agreements, just like Montreal Protocol, Rio Summit +5 +10. It was in 1992, right? Convention on Biodiversity. Then Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance is its headquarters is in India, obviously. So this kind of question. So this is paper 1. Now paper 2 law is also there. So the video is going very long, like